Right, so you guys, welcome back. Listen, finished a great fucking morning block. It's 10:30 right now. I woke up at 3:45, did my morning process, did my hydration, push-ups, reading, journaling. Then I went straight into 2.5 hours of deep work, went to the gym, came back home, did another hour and a half work, did a meeting online, then just had my first meal. And what you guys need to understand is the pleasures that you have in life, did you actually earn them? Because for me, the first meal of the day, it's a pleasure. It's something that I crave the moment that I wake up, but it's something that I postpone until later in the day, until I've actually earned it. Not only does it make being in a calorie deficit easier, that's one thing, but it's the mindset that tells you that you need to earn the things that you want to have. The mindset of thinking that you can have the shit that you want without putting in any work, without earning it, it's fucking destroying your life, and it's very, very destructive. You got to earn all the things that you want to have. In life, you will get nothing for free. Nothing in this life will be handed out to you, okay? Nothing. You got to work for it. Every cause has an effect. Every output has an input, but you guys want the output without the input. And I used to do this as well. I used to think that I could just have every single thing that I wanted at the whip of a hand without putting in any effort. And it's fucking delusional, and it's entitled. It's entitled to think that you can have all the things that you want and that you wish for without putting in any effort. Like, who the fuck are you to think that you can have it? My life didn't change until I looked into the mirror and told myself, you're an entitled piece of shit, little bitch. And you guys got to start being more honest with yourself, being more raw with yourself. Because too much kindness breeds a lack of accountability. Yeah, too much kindness breeds a lack of accountability. Until you stand in that mirror and you tell yourself exactly the way it is, you stop being too nice for yourself, too kind for yourself, and you actually start saying what it's like. That's the moment that you can start being self-accountable. But you guys are too kind for yourself. I was too kind for myself. I didn't look into the mirror and actually said what it was, and that's why I didn't have any self-accountability, and that's why you don't have any self-accountability, okay? Everything in this life is earned. Everything in this life you have to sacrifice for. Whatever you want will not come for free. Nothing. Nothing will come for free. And you can look at it one of two ways. You can look at it with a pessimistic view. Like, I want the shit, but I have to work for it. Why do I have to work for it? I don't want to do the work. Or you can look at it as a blessing. Like, how blessed are we that we get to do the work? How blessed are we? It's a blessing, you know why? But it's only a blessing when you have full trust in yourself. If everything is earned in this life, it means that you can have everything that you want as long as you put the work in. And as long as you have the trust and the confidence in yourself that you will put in the work, that you won't quit when it gets hard, that you will persevere even when you doubt yourself, that you will keep going when everybody's talking shit about you. When you know you're that guy who does the work, you will get it. So the fact that everything has a price, everything needs to be sacrificed for, and everything has to be worked for is actually a blessing. Because it means that we're not put on earth here and we just have to hope that we're lucky. You get handed this, you get handed this. You're unlucky, you get nothing in this life. It doesn't work like this. We've got the blessing that everything that we want, everything that we get is in our control. Sure, some people start off with some benefits. Sure, some people start off better. But what I've seen throughout everybody that I know is that it's usually the people who get the most opportunities in life. It's usually the people who seem to have the most opportunities, who seem to be blessed with the way they were born, who achieved the least. They achieve the least. It's usually the people that get the least that achieve the most, because they're not comfortable with where they are, so they need to start moving. It's only when you're uncomfortable with your current situation, that you will start moving to a better one. That you start moving to a better reality, to a better future, that you actually start putting in the work because you're so tired of the situation and the position that you are being, that you can't stay in it any longer. That's when you actually start moving. Like, how blessed are the people that have everything against them? They get to prove themselves. And how unfortunate are the people who have everything from the moment they were born, because they don't get the opportunity to prove themselves. The depth of your struggles will determine the height of your success. And I will be very honest, my upbringing was good. My parents, we weren't the richest, but my parents always did anything in their power in order to make my life easy, because this is what parents do. It's out of a place of love that they do this. But I understood at a certain point that it was holding me back. It made me comfortable, it made me complacent. Like having every single thing that you want, and I'm not saying that I had everything that I wanted. I had my basic needs covered, but there wasn't a pain because I didn't have basic needs. This is Maslow's hierarchy of human needs, okay? The first layer of human needs is security. The second layer is basic needs. This is what I had, but in order to get up to the next layers, I had to work. I didn't have those things. So in that way, I'm very, very happy that I didn't get those things, because the desire for more was there. But if you are brought up in a household where the desire for more is not there because you have everything, there's no fire inside of you that you can ignite. And once I understood this, once I understood that the depth of your struggles determines the height of your success, I knew I have to make my life as hard as fucking possible on myself. I need to create a day-to-day life, a daily process that asks so much of me, that I have to sacrifice so much for. I have to bring so much struggle into my life that I will doubt myself. I need to get rid of all the pleasures, because I know this will create the best story. It's the man who has everything against him who has the best story once he succeeds. Like, what is a better story? The guy who had everything with him, great upbringing, learned a few things here and there from his father, got to work for his company, moved up very quickly because he was the son of the boss and got a management position and was doing great, was driving a Lambo at 27. Is that a great story? Or is the great story he lived in council housing? He shared a bedroom with 4 people of his family. They only got 1 bedroom. They shared it. 1 house, 4 bedrooms, 1 family per bedroom. They shared it with 4 families. And he made it out to the top because he worked extremely fucking hard. Everything was against him. He failed time after time again. But eventually, in the end, because of his character and because he didn't give up and because he kept going, he succeeded. What is the better story? Which of those two would you rather tell to your kids when they ask you, Dad, what did it take for us to live this life? Which story would you rather tell? The first one or the second one? And if it's the second one, understand that you need to create the depth in your struggles and make it as deep as possible by creating the hardest possible daily existence that you can put onto yourself. Put as many struggles, trials and tribulations into your day-to-day life as you can handle. Put even more struggle into your life than you can handle. And make sure that you adapt to become the strongest possible version of yourself, so that the height of your success will be higher than it would have if you didn't. Like nowadays, we live such easy lives. There is no struggle into our lives anymore. We can have everything we want at the whim of a hand. Like, all the basic needs are there. There is no reason to not have food on the table. If you don't have any money, you can get food for free from the government. There is no reason to be homeless. Everything we want, we can order and get delivered to our door. Like, if you live in a first world country, imagine if you would have to walk 10, 12 kilometers in order to just get water. We don't have those struggles. So we need to put those struggles onto ourselves, onto our own lives, and then realize that it's a blessing that we have the opportunity to make our own lives harder, because there is people in this world who could not afford to make their lives any harder. The only reason we get the opportunity to make our lives harder than they are, and that we get the blessing to have the desire for a hard life, is because we have such good lives. I don't care how much you think that you're struggling. I don't care how much you think life is against you. We are blessed. We all are blessed. We're blessed because we get to put in the work. Life happens for us. Life doesn't happen to us. Whatever happens in your life has been written from the moment that you were born. It has been waiting to happen from the moment that you were born. It happens for us in order to teach us the lessons that we need to learn, in order to become this new character, this 3.0 version of ourselves. We need to learn lessons in order to get there. We need to live true to the timeline that has been put upon us from the day that we were born. And we shouldn't be going into it with regrets or with doubts or with a negative mindset. We should approach the entirety of life with a positive mindset, because since the day we were born, it was meant to happen for us, not against us. Everything that happens in your life is there for a reason. All the bad things that happened in my life, of which I thought in that moment it was the worst thing that ever could have happened to me, turned out to be the best things that ever happened. Those were the moments that taught me the most about life, that had the most impact on the version that I have become over the last few years. But that wouldn't have been possible if I went in with a negative mindset. It only was possible because I was there ready to absorb the lessons that it had to teach me. Please understand this. Go into life with a positive mindset. No positive results can come from a negative mindset. You can't expect positive results if you're only looking at life through a negative lens. You got to look through life, or through a positive lens to life, in order to see the positive in every negative. Whatever happens to you, you can turn into a positive, into a lesson, and into a building block of your 10.0 self. Please understand this, guys. Once you make this shift, this internal shift, where you understand that the work and the struggle is a blessing, that the fact that nothing is free and everything is earned is a blessing, because now we have under control what we will get. Once you understand how blessed we are with where we started, once you understand that we need to make our lives as hard as possible because the depth of our struggle determines the height of our success. Once you understand all these things and you make the internal mindset shift, you become unstoppable. Like, there's nothing that you can... You want to put more trials and fucked up shit into my life? I welcome it. I welcome it. I've been trying to make my day-to-day life as hard as possible. Thank you for this. Thank you for this opportunity to learn, to develop my character in order to become the man that I need to become. Thank you. Give me more. Life tries to punch you down? Get up. Thank you. Each and every single punch makes me stronger and more resistant to pain, so bring it on. Once you look at life through this lens, what can anyone throw at you? What can life throw at you that will cause you to self-destruct? Once you are able to turn every negative into a positive that will propel you forward to the next version of yourself, like what? There is no possible way that you can fail. There is no way that you can fail if you look at life this way. Okay, guys? Make this mindset shift. Stop complaining like a little bitch about all the things that have happened in your life, because they happened for you, not to you. But you chose to let it have a negative impact on your life, while you had it in your power to have it as a positive in your life. I think Marcus Aurelius said this, or Epictetus, one of the Stoic philosophers said it. The only suffering that we have is in our own minds. It is our view towards certain situations, towards certain things happening in life that make it a suffering. If we approach it with a different mindset, it turns from a suffering into a blessing. Change your mindset around this, guys. Stop being a bitch. Build your legacy, become the man that you admire, acquire what you admire, and just be more positive towards life overall. Come on, let's get it. Make today the best day.